Hello PUBG Mobile gamers, welcome back to another Gameloop optimization videos on Windows Fixer YouTube channel. Last night a friend asked me to download PUBG Mobile just for fun but faced an issue where I was getting 30 FPS. Well, for new gamers 30 FPS is kind of enough to enjoy something new, but not for me. It was a headache. I spent the whole night troubleshooting and the solution turned out to be quite minor despite watching videos of other YouTubers on YouTube. One was suggesting to use DirectX if the CPU is good. Another was saying to use OpenGL if the GPU is good. Well, both were wrong. And after trying everything and getting tired, I thought why not give their suggestions a try. Maybe the FPS issue could be fixed, but unfortunately nothing like that happened, and here's why. So basically OpenGL and DirectX are both APIs, means application programming interfaces used to facilitate communications between the CPU and GPU. They do not directly handle GPU or CPU specific tasks but optimize data transmissions between them. So OpenGL is widely used across different operating systems like macOS, Windows and Xbox, whereas DirectX is predominantly supported on Microsoft Windows. Well, let's tweak all these steps together and improve the FPS and performance for you now. So what I did first, of course, download the Gameloop, and then what you need to do here, make sure enable the virtualization technology from your BIOS. Unfortunately, I don't have Android mobile or webcam to record the whole session how to turn on virtualization, but there's a lot of videos on YouTube. You can perform those actions. Alright, after that, right click on your Gameloop, go into the properties and then go into the capability mode, then change settings for all users and then change high DPI settings. Check this option, override high DPI scaling behavior scaled performed by application, and then click on OK. I know that will not improve your FPS, but somehow that will impact on performance, so do it first. And then the second option, if you are using NVIDIA. Now I'm not pretty sure about AMD, guys. If you know about AMD, you can tweak a bit. Otherwise, in the NVIDIA, simply you need to open the NVIDIA control panel and then manage 3D settings, right? Then go into the programs. Once you are here, simply you need to choose here the app market, and if it's not available, then click on the add. Mostly the default location or destination you can say is click on plus and then go into the C drive, then program files, then select any folder, press T key from your keyboard to get the text TX game assist, open it, and then simply you will found here the app market, right? And then scroll down a bit, here's the app market, add it. That's the first step. Now we need another program over here which is more important. Click on add once again, click on browse, and this time you need to click on the TX gaming assistant and then UI. Basically here is the emulator, Android emulator and Android emulator EN, means maybe English or something, and then Android emulator EX, Android render. You need these 5 files over here. So step one by one, add first one. Alright, now it's kind of hard to optimize each and every file one by one. So what we are gonna do here, hit apply, and then you need to go here into the adjust image settings with preview. Use my preference, emphasize and increase toward the performance, and then hit apply. Once you have done this, now simply again go into the manage 3D settings and this time global settings. Now simply you need to follow me. The background application max frame rate should be off. Coda GPU, you can, if you have Intel, maybe you will see here the 2 GPUs, but you need to use the external if you have, otherwise use the internal, no problem. The first one, and then you will see here the low latency mode should be on ultra. Then max frame rate, turn it off. Now open GL GDI compatibility. Click on it and choose here the preferred performance. Open GL rendering GPU. Choose your of course the GPU. If you are using Intel CPU, then definitely you will see here the 2 GPU. So make sure use the external for better performance. Now power management mode, that's the last option. You need to change here the prefer maximum performance. Alright, now if you are using the high monitor hertz, like in my case I'm using to 80 hertz, so in that case you can choose here the highest available, otherwise leave as it is. 60 is enough for PUBG. Now the texture filtering quality should be on high. By default automatically these settings will be perfectly set up if you choose like toward the performance. Right after doing these things, hit apply and save. That's it. You don't need to do anything. Now the next step, which is more important, go into the settings, then you will find here the gaming, and then on the left side you will see here the graphics settings. Open it. Now mostly YouTubers, I have seen a lot of videos, they are recommending only the app market, which is not a valid point, because app market is just a store where you can download games. It's not an emulator to launch your games, right? Your emulator is available in UI folder, which is over here in right emulator. Now the same thing, you need to add one by one these all files. Add, then add this one, and this one. After adding all these files, you need to click on the options one by one. Set high performance by your GPU, right? On all these options, 4, 5, and QQ external, root, FS. Actually, this is not important. Just leave. And then AOW dot exe or whatever. You need to add this and set on high performance. That's important. Other files are not important. You can remove those if you edit any of them. And then now emulator setting, simply open this one. Now as you know guys, Gameloop or any other emulator is not properly optimized for specific operating system or CPU or GPU. They are not well optimized for mobile games. So what you need to do here, each and everything set accordingly to your specification. First of all, in the basic, these settings are not important. You can just uncheck all these options and then go into the engine. Now, in my opinion, DirectX plus the APIs work more better than OpenGL, because it's working perfectly with Microsoft operating systems. Otherwise, you can set it on auto. That's the perfect option for me and for everyone. Now, although if you are not using any external GPU, then you can uncheck this option. Otherwise, check these 4 options: the enable rendering cache, force global rendering cache, prioritize discrete graphics card, enable rendering optimization, right? And after this, anti-aliasing is your choice guys. If you are getting low FPS and you have a low-end PC, then you can turn it off. That's more better option. Otherwise, it's your choice. Then memory, choose the maximum available, because right now I'm using 16 GB and in the emulator it's showing only 8 GB, and in case I have seen a lot of videos in which they have 8 GB RAM but their emulator is showing only 4 GB. So you need to choose the maximum RAM, right? And then processor, of course you need to choose here the 8. Again, I have 12 threads but it's showing only 8, so which means you can choose the maximum for better performance. Now in my case, I'm using 1920x 1080p, getting 60 FPS, which is not still good enough, but that's fine. Like, I can enjoy my gameplay. But if you need more FPS, you can reduce the resolution. You can go at 1280x 720p, which is the best I guess wide resolution. You can go with that. Now screen DPI dot per inches. If you increase this, it will reduce or decrease your FPS, and if you decrease this, it will improve your FPS. In my case, I'm using Ryzen 5 3600 with 1066 GB and 16 GB RAM. Still I'm using 240, which is quite enough, and you can use this one. You don't need to actually change this one, right? Even though my PC can handle on 480, but 240 is enough for me. Now, playback device, of course you know about this. Recording device, of course you know about this. But audio channel, okay. Now wave out, sometimes I feel that delay, like I hear my foot sounds in delay, so I switch it to direct sound, which is far better than the wave out. But you need to tweak between these. Maybe in your case you are facing issues with direct sound instead of wave out, so you need to tweak between this if you are facing delay in sound. Now in the model, I don't think so it's important, but a lot of people are recommending Asus ROG 2. Maybe there's something, so you can choose the Asus ROG 2 ROG, and then go into the game settings where the important role. Now in my case, I'm using 1060, so as I said, it's not properly optimized, so choose exact what you need to be. So in my case, I'm going with this one. You can go with this one if you have the GTX 660 or the higher, and otherwise if you have a low-end GPU, then you can go with the SD 720p, which is fine enough. Now in the graphic quality, you can go with the smooth or they are automatic. And then in the FPS, lot of people are recommending go with the 60 FPS or 90 FPS, but actually if you choose 90 FPS but your PC cannot handle the 90 FPS, still you will get the 60 FPS, or like it work accordingly to your PC specification. It does not impact anymore. But if you choose here the 30 FPS but your PC supports 60 FPS, then you will face a lot of stuttering. So what you need to do here, choose the maximum frame rate. One more thing, if you have a 60 Hz monitor, then you can go with 60 Hz, because 90 FPS is useless if you are using the 60 Hz monitor. And that's it. Click on save. Okay, after doing these things, now let's go into the PUBG Mobile optimization. I don't know why PUBG Mobile have a lot of ads, like game related ads, but still. Okay, graphic and audio. Right now I'm using these settings, guys, HD, and the frame rates extreme, because I need more FPS, so I'm going with the extreme frame rates. But in case if you are using laptop, then you need to go with the high, because as you can read here, lower the setting if the device gets too hot, the game becomes choppy, or the battery drain too quick. So in that case you can go with the high. And then I'm using here the realistic, but you can choose any of them. Then in the general setting, anti-aliasing should be turned off, shadow should be disabled, and the last one is auto adjust graphic should be disabled, right? Same settings you can perform into the lobby and home. Shadow disable and auto adjust graphic disable. Click on save. Now simply you need to restart your PC